Good morning, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another maths meeting. I hope you're enjoying them so far, and thank you to those of you who've sent in a message or a photo of you actually taking part in one. Any of you managing to do it without pausing yet? If you're not, don't worry. Remember, this is you just practicing what you've learnt, what you know. And if you need to, you can pause and then unpause when you've got your answer, and I will show you how I worked it out and what the answer should be. Whiteboard pen at the ready, whiteboard at the ready, or a piece of paper and a pencil. It doesn't matter either way. The questions have been the same kind every day, so you should know what sort of thing is coming now as we start off straight away with 70 times 70. And you should know, wakey, wakey, rise and shine, 7 sevens are 49, 10 times larger, 490, 10 times larger again, 4,900. We're going to move on now to 0.5 times 5. We should know 5 times 5 is 25. This is 10 times smaller, so the answer is 10 times smaller. 0.8 times 0.8. 8 eighths are 64. 10 times smaller is 6.4. 10 times smaller again is 0.64. And the last one of these, 90 times 900 equals 9 nines are 81, 10 times larger is 810, 10 times larger, 8,100, 10 times larger again, 81,000. Okay, we're going to move on to some conversion now. We have looked at grams to kilograms and litres to millilitres. Both of those you had to divide by 1,000. Think really carefully today, because today we're going to look at centimetres to metres. So you need to think, how many centimetres are there in 1 metre? And we'll start off with 500 centimetres. The answer is 5 metres. 100 centimetres in every metre. You've got 5 lots of that there. So 5 metres, because we are dividing by 100 today. I shouldn't need to pause for the next one. 600 centimetres. You should know straight away it's 6 metres. The next one, 250 centimetres. Divide by 100. It's 2.5 metres. You've got 2 lots of 100 for your 2 whole metres and 50 centimetres left over, which is half of 100, 2.5. And the last one, 471 centimetres, is 4.71 metres. If you're not confident dividing by 100, remember that you can always write it out. Give yourself a few zeros after the decimal point for some placeholders. And remember, when you're dividing by 100, every digit gets 2 place values smaller. So we're going to say 10 times smaller, 100 times smaller. 10 times smaller, 100 times smaller. 10 times smaller, 100 times smaller. Don't forget your decimal point that never moves. And there's your answer. Right, moving on to fractions. And you've got so good at adding them, decided we're going to start with a takeaway today. And we're going to do 2 ninths minus 1 sixth. As always, you need to find a common denominator. You might say, well, I know 9 sixths are 54, that's what I'll make my denominator. But actually, you can make it easier for yourself than that. I know that 9 and 6, a multiple of 9 and a multiple of 6 is 18. I know that 2 times 9 is 18, so 2 times 2 is 4. And I know that 3 times 6 is 18, and 1 times 3 gives me 4/18, take away 3/18, 1/18. Should be your answer. Well done if you got that quickly, particularly if you used 18ths, not 54ths. Next we're going to do 6/8 plus 20 32s which gives you 44 32s. The problem with that is it's an improper fraction. So we need to take 32 of these 44 to create one whole, leaving us with 12. And we can simplify that again to 1 3/8. If you got that, it's still right, but that would be even better. And the last one. 2 4/5 plus 4 9/20. And that is going to give you 6 25/20. Again, that is an improper fraction. We're going to use 20 of those 25 to make one more whole, so that becomes 7. And then we have 5/20 left over. And again, you can simplify that further to 7 1/4. That's your fractions for today. We're going to move on to some time questions. With these, I'm only going to write down the numbers, not the whole sentence, or we'll be here till Christmas. We might still be here at Christmas, who knows, but I'm just going to write down the digits for today. So we're watching some news articles all about the lovely coronavirus. The first article is 30 seconds long. The second one is 40 seconds long. And the third one is 20 seconds long. How long in minutes is the whole news bulletin? You're going to say to yourself, 30 seconds plus 40 seconds is 1 minute and 10, and another 20 gives you 1 minute and 30 seconds. Or you could say 1.5 minutes. And the last one. Because we're all at home, we're probably watching a little bit more television than normal. I'm going to watch a film tonight, 95 minutes long. And because I need my beauty sleep before I film another one of these maths meetings tomorrow, I want to make sure that I'm in bed by 10 p.m. So what time is the latest I can start this film to make sure that at 10 o'clock I'm switching off that television and snuggling under my duvet? Well, I'm going to say to myself, 95 minutes is 1 hour and 35 minutes. And I'm going to work backwards. 1 hour from 10 o'clock takes me to 9 p.m. That's my hour dealt with. Now I'm going to take away the half an hour, which would take me from 9 back to 8:30. And then I've got 5 minutes left to get rid of, so that would take me back from 8:30 to 8:25 p.m. So at 8:25 this evening, I'll be settling down to watch my movie and make sure that I'm in bed by 10 o'clock tonight. Well, I hope you enjoyed Wednesday's maths meeting. Have a go. If you like it, let me know. Drop me a note to say, enjoy the outside. It's such a lovely day. Do try and stay outside if you can, but remember to stay 2 meters apart and don't hang out with anybody unless they're in your family. See you tomorrow.